All right, welcome to Q2PM. This is Juan and I, and we're here talking a little bit about some of our project management thoughts. And I had asked Juan if I could turn the camera on to share with him an epiphany that happened to me this morning.
Okay, that sounds good. I think my agent's good with this.
Your agent's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're a little bit rough with the camera and stuff like that. We'll figure this all out over time. But so what happened this morning was, okay, you and I have been talking lately. Our organization is a project-based organization, right?
Yes.
I mean, you and I have been experimenting and toying with the idea of a product mindset, right?
Yes.
Versus project, and of course, we have to make sure we have the engagement and the endorsement of our organization before we move forward to that. But it doesn't hurt for us to be exploring it in our minds, right?
Well, I think the model that I've seen happen in a lot of recent things in the past decade is that instead of asking for permission, you basically proceed, and when you bump up against some type of barrier, you back off a little bit.
And then see how the feedback comes.
Get
the guidance from.
Right. So the project parameters are scope, budget, and schedule. And what we're endeavoring to do is layer in the whole idea of KPIs and the idea that there's a life cycle to this. There's a beginning, there's a maintenance, and an end. So I think that's kind of a new mindset, even though the reality reflects that.
So yes, and that is a whole new way of thinking about this, because in the past, with the SharePoint methodology that we have, I've always seen them as more of like standalone entities with a start and a middle and an end, and I'm seeing it differently now. The KPIs wouldn't mean much in a start, middle, end scenario where we're just trying to identify deliverables, execute upon those deliverables, clean up, and thank you very much, right?
Exactly, and in that old model, there was very little customer engagement. So basically, the customer just hired you to do something and you walked away. What we're looking at now is basically servicing them throughout the entire journey that they go through with this product
So that's you. Thank you for the beautiful segue into the thing I wanted to talk about. So one of my projects, without naming any names, and that's one of the things we'll struggle to do with this, is to basically share about what we're doing, but we want to share it publicly here as well. But we have to, of course, guard the privacy. We work for public agencies. So I'm working on one of my projects that I'm starting to think of more as a product. Has to do with and I think it's safe to say the addressing the issue of homelessness in our county. It's a large initiative for the entire county. As a project manager, which I've been to date for about the last 3 months on this, as we've ramped it up. It's a very big project, so it's still very much in the initiation phase. A lot of documents would fly past me that I would put aside. I would put them into our document library and for safekeeping, but I didn't address them. I didn't read them. Honestly, I just didn't read them because they had to do with the larger county initiative, not this project, not these deliverables that I'm trying to address. Now that I'm beginning to look at this more as a product and even getting some buy-in from management, not official but still tentative, I had this document that came in by my desk this morning that was the high-level view for addressing homelessness in our county. Comprehensive view, right? And I looked at it, and in my past reaction would have been put it in the document library for safekeeping. But now, thinking that I'm not going to go away when this is done, I need to know this stuff. That's a very important piece of information.
Well, one of the key things that it
came across... So I read it.
Okay, you read it.
That's the point. The point is, instead of putting it in the document library, I read the document.
And there's another point I want to bring up for you is that I had a similar experience of coming across certain things, and I looked at county documents, I looked at state documents for a project that I'm assigned to, and realized that this product, because it's really a product that we're going to develop, is aligned with not only the county's vision, but it's the state's vision. And that was something that I wanted to incorporate in the business case. because it's one of the things that we basically are saying at the end, and this endeavor aligns with the state and county initiatives, and I linked them so they could see that I'm just not making this up, but it does indeed.
That's interesting that you say that, because I was reading a Gartner article this morning, the one I shared with you yesterday. I was finishing it up, and it was making a distinction of people that are in this role, not project managers, but product managers, or more particularly product owners. We often get typecast as note takers, or order takers, or simply executing upon instructions. What you just gave was a nice illustration of providing real value overall by being more aware of the big picture and the bigger picture still, and being able to then write that into the business case. Of course, the business case being the piece of our methodology where we identify the problem we're trying to address. So that's another really good example of the meta job that's involved.
Meta job, that's nice. I like that title, meta job.
And this, two things came up, Juan, when I realized this. One, first, two things happened. First, it interrupted my workflow, because as a project manager with 4 projects to my name right now, I'm very busy. I have a lot of email to do, lots of tasks to do, lots of activities, and I'm not used to making, that's part of the reason why I don't make the deep dives into these metadata, for lack of a better, is because I just don't have time, and I never saw myself as a person that would be around for the long haul anyway, right? So my focus is to make sure that is anyone or any of the team members having issues right now, what can I do to get their issues done so that we can close this thing off, I can get on to the next project. But now that I don't want to give it up, I want to hold on to this thing forever, I need to know that metadata. Just like you recognized you needed to know the metadata, and look at the value you brought, right?
Right, exactly. So I think the step that we're trying to do with this initiative is it's not just transforming a project into a product. We're endeavoring to change the mindset of everybody involved in this group, because they're used to kind of just doing my little thing, whatever. I'm a developer, I'm a project manager, I'm a business analyst, and when we built it, we're done.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong mindset. The correct mindset is we're going to service whatever you need, and it might be building a database, it might be building a web interface, but whatever it is, it's a tool to get something done, and understanding what the customer needs to get done and staying with them and helping them do better, improve the product over time, so they in turn can improve the service that they give.
Wow, that is a very worthy aim. And another example of what you and I have talked about a couple of times, that, we're here for the work, not for the job, right? We're here because we feel like, well, both of us, we're not spring chickens. We've chosen this particular working where we work because we have a chance to do good in the world, right?
It's Ikigai.
What's that?
Remember that life purpose diagram?
Right.
Where you have a passion, you're good at it, you get paid for it, and the world needs it.
Right.
The intersection of all those takes place is life purpose. And this is one of those scenarios where the world certainly needs it. Homelessness, I know the other initiative we're working on is a way to get people to streamline what they do when they need county services. We get paid for it.
Yep.
We have a passion for it, and
changing our mindsets from project management to product management, and more particularly product ownership. Maybe we could talk about that, distinguish those terms more in future podcasts. But really changing that mindset facilitates that, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because you're just having a larger view of the thing. When you can step back and see a bigger picture, you just get more strategic about it, and not just in it for the day-to-day task.
Not in it for the day-to-day task. We don't have enough summers left to waste time just here for the day-to-day task, do we?
Right. No,
we got to make
summers left. I like the way you put that.
I measure my life in remaining summers. I think I'm lucky. I've got 20 more.
That's because you're an ex-surfer dude, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I was upstairs reading my document. As I was, part of me, there was a sub-process in my mind going, you got to get to your email, you got to get to your email. But another process was saying, but this is important. You need to know this stuff.
It's Q2, right?
Q2. Yeah, how does it work? What's our
Is it like Q2 or what was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, Q2. There it is, Q2.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for joining us for the very first edition of Juan and I talking product, project, and product ownership management and the whole like for the Q2PM methodology. We have more to show. This will be added to our YouTube channel under the a playlist for these impromptu discussions. Maybe this will be our first podcast. Who knows? And but we'll do more of these. But also we have our tools playlist or our process playlist. You can always reach out to us. I'm kbell@rivco.org. There'll be information in the description below. But Juan, thank you very much for joining me in this first effort. We did it.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a good. We're going to have fun, and we're going to do a lot of good.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye. And what is make every meeting count?
Make every meeting matter.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.